to the house, or dude. I was trying to announce I'm really good at this. Hey everybody, and welcome to Dude, How'd You Not See This? Evil Dead 2 edition, The Rise of Bruce Campbell Return, or whatever the hell it is. I'm your host, Kelly Workman. I'm going to be joined by a few other people. If you guys want to go ahead and announce yourself.
Comedian Thomas Nichols.
Comedian Derek Tusing.
My name is Daniel. I work retail.
That's great. Yeah, so I guess starting off, what do you think about the movie based on what you've seen, posters and whatnot so far? Starting with me, far as I know about this movie, it's a guy with a chainsaw hand, and that's about it. And I guess there's dead people from my assumption. I mean, the poster we looked up, there was a skull face, so that doesn't really tell me much of anything.
Kind of looks like me.
Kind of looks like Thomas. So it's Thomas' skull, and it's a movie about evil things that are dead around.
This guy has like the nicest teeth, though.
Yeah.
He has all his teeth.
I mean, you got some pearly whites as well, though. It's not
sensual eyes.
Yeah, like the eyes.
He doesn't look that evil.
He does have a very not petite, but just like very gentle look to him. Like he's ashamed that he's got a skull on.
What I like about this is that regardless of where you look at it, like the poster, the eyes still follow you. Like
see, that adds to the creepiness.
Yeah, and I mean, it's almost like you walked in on the skeleton while he was doing something.
Well,
he's like, wait, why are you bothering me?
Something inappropriate.
Well, I mean, bones and all that.
That's a goofy looking guy. But yeah, I mean, so I guess going in, Thomas, what is anything you've heard about this movie aside from looking at that picture?
I mean, I'm a horror movie fan. I've heard a lot about just the Evil Dead in general, but I still haven't seen it. And people, of course, when you say you're a horror movie fan, people are always like, "Oh, you haven't?
Yeah,
you still haven't
of course,
seen that?
yeah, absolutely.
They just act like they're having a heart attack at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm
so shocked that you haven't seen it.
Being someone that like watches almost exclusively comedies, that's like the one thing they're like, "Well, you haven't seen this movie? That's like one of the greatest horror comedy things ever." And I'm like, "Well, no, I have no idea."
So it's a horror comedy?
I guess.
It is. It's because like the first Evil Dead is kind of straight up horror. The second one, which is the one we're about to watch, is kind of like horror, but there's a lot of like comedic moments in it.
Okay.
That's kind of like Sam Raimi's thing that he likes to do.
So I guess, Derek, what do you know about this, or what have you heard about it so far?
I legitimately do not know anything about this film.
Okay. Even the first one, anything about it? Either?
No,
because I haven't seen that one.
I am pretty far removed from being a horror fan.
Sure. Except
for maybe the last 5 years of my life. I've tried to watch some classics.
And how has that worked out?
Yeah.
Oh, well. What is it? This Halloween I watched.
Wait, this Halloween or the Halloween?
Hellraiser.
No.
Oh, this Halloween. Okay, because Halloween is
the one coming up.
You're in the future.
How would I watch
from the future? Oh, wow.
But at any rate,
I think we just found a more interesting subject for this. So you've traveled through time.
I went into the future just to make sure I'd have a dope ass Halloween. I didn't want to go the rest of the year.
See Halloween
whether or not.
How is Donald Trump doing along right now?
If you could answer a real pressing question, what is this election going to be? Because people are wondering.
We don't know quite yet. It's October, guys. Elections happen in November. But
that's a very good point.
Have you seen Hellraiser? This.
I saw Hellraiser, right? And
is that the Pinhead?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
It's got that fella.
That's a good movie, actually.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Okay.
But again, it's a genre I don't really know, how to
tropes and things.
Watching films, so.
I assume you have to do it in the dark.
Most of them, especially early, I feel like always have a comedic value to them.
Well, see, that's kind of what I worry about. This is if it's gonna feel so dated that it'll just be funny because it's that's clearly when you watch movies at a younger age, the stuff doesn't bother me as much, like the CGI and the costuming and stuff. But as I've been older and watching movies, it definitely is something that I notice more.
Getting more working in a movie theater and working with people that
you said you're a comedian.
Hey. Who says comedy pays the bills, alright?
Yeah. That's true, it doesn't.
Not yet.
No comment.
But podcasts, however.
Podcasts, that's where all the
money is.
That's where all the
free
real
downloads, all that free streaming.
Yeah, free fucking everything.
Wait, we're going to just distribute this for free, are we?
We're gonna
course.
charge for it. Yeah, basically by the minute, it's gonna be like a phone card kind of situation.
That sounds wonderful. Or like
Basically, what you do instead of getting like a burner phone, you get a burner iPod and just listen to each episode.
So this is gonna be like
toss it
a
after
phone
that.
sex line, but instead it's gonna be four dudes talking about movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that could be in a phone.
Well, I mean, he's
sex
still
line.
being a phone sex.
The internet is a
Thing.
dark and dangerous place, so I imagine there's probably
Do they have phone sex lines where you can get multiple people involved on the call?
like a conference call.
Yeah, like a call. Like I want both of you.
A phone sex conference call.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That
but
might be where the money's at. We
Only
could
if it's
probably do
corporate,
that
like
instead.
corporate boardroom themed, then I'd be into it.
Okay, that makes more
You
sense.
know,
yeah.
pie charts.
it's
and all
hard
that.
to really. But back to the movie.
No, we're talking about porn
Yeah.
phones.
It's hard
Yeah.
to really like for me to actually be a fan of the horror comedy genre because they never really match
Nail
up
it?
too good. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
get
only
that.
a very.
There's-
It's some out there that are actually
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
There's very few. That
Well, what would be
feel-
some examples of some good ones?
Scary Movie is a great one.
Okay, they're like the first
But
scary movie.
because you have to focus on one of the two more.
Yeah.
They
Sure.
focus more
Yeah.
on comedy than it was on the horror. Haunted House was another good one, but that
Okay.
was also Marlon Wayans doing that. So I mean,
Yeah.
Fair
you can't
enough, yeah.
really knock that. But it's some that came out that's just like it's not.
Well, it always
Yeah,
seems
so
like
far.
the best like comedy horror movies don't set out to be a comedy movie. Like it's
Yeah.
just like it's like The Room,
just
for
find it.
example. That's like that was a dark movie, but it became hilarious, even though they didn't mean it to be. And,
Oh.
I think they just try too hard.
Yeah. How would you classify like Shaun of the Dead? That'd be comedy horror?
I don't know that
Horror
it's even a
comedy?
horror movie.
That
though.
was
I mean,
one that was actually balanced out really good.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like
that's
towards the
true.
end, it did get like
Yeah.
pretty dark and really pretty scary.
Yeah. I guess it's been a while since I've watched that movie, but yeah, I don't. I guess I don't remember being scared, but most movies don't pull that out of me anyway.
Well, they-
like horror
Yeah.
games will, but movies just
They
don't
panned
do
it
that.
out really well to where they did all the comedy up front at the
Yeah.
beginning, and then toward the end they got serious. And
Yeah.
That's a
that
good
transition
point,
was
yeah.
nice to where you forgot that it was a comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true,
Sort
yeah.
of, tapers off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done.
She used to be a good kitty.
Okay.
I really hope we got that.
Yeah, no, we definitely did.
Yeah. Can we get another take of that just for safety?
Yeah, can we get another person yelling cat?
Your
Yeah.
first was great, but we want more energy on the next one.
Yeah, we really want a better
What,
take
what
on
is
that
the
cat
slogan
stuff.
on the CD?
Kiss your nerves goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see this thing.
Yeah.
Kiss your nerves goodbye.
Oh boy.
I guess I
That's
assume
pressure.
I'll be on the edge
That's
of my
pressure,
seat
man.
like
Yeah.
most movies. So.
Well, no, it will actually cause a nervous system function, like dysfunction, you know.
Oh my god. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll actually end up like being paraplegic. Possibly. at the end of
Possibly,
this.
yeah. It gave me Parkinson's.
No kidding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you want us to do that now? You want us to go on that journey together?
Well, why not?
Okay,
I mean,
that's fine.
We gotta understand
So
that
Kelly
he
was
has seen
saying
this.
basically that this is almost a revisit
It's-
of the first film.
Yeah, it's pretty much a remake. It adds a lot more as far as like both like story wise,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's definitely much like the first one. Like I said, just pure horror. This one, there's like a nice blend of like comedy to it, and it's kind of like a lot of self-aware comedy. It's like it's aware that it is a horror film, you know, and it's kind of like sort of playing off like the tropes while at the same time, you know, sort of avidly, you know, diving into them as well
Is
and
there a
kind of
reason why?
celebrating.
Is there a reason why they did both? Like that?
Sam Raimi's just always had that kind of like, I guess, what would be the term? That kind of taste as far as like.
Like he hates the first thing he does, and it's
Yeah.
like I should do that again.
Yeah.
I should do another one.
Well, I mean, in terms of like, he was apparently like a huge like Three Stooges and like vaudeville like fan, so he likes adding a lot of that silliness into the movie.
Three
so.
Stooges is a classic horror movie.
Of course it is. It is, yeah. At least from a doctor's perspective.
Well, okay, so looking at this like disc cover, are they on a roller coaster or is this like in a house? Because from the looks of it, it looks like
Yeah.
they're on a thrill ride, which
Oh,
I guess
yeah.
is what will be going on instead.
Yeah,
it's
we
like-
are. It's full of thrills. It's full of chills.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it's
nerves goodbye, man.
spine-tingling, actually, if I've ever seen it before.
I haven't
I don't know who
actually
did that.
ever seen it. It's okay.
This is
You're trying
this
to
is
be
why we're
more
doing
exciting
this
and
right
I
now.
understand.
Yeah.
This is why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, so this is... I don't know how to feel about this. So does anything on the... Like, I'm assuming, is there like a main... I guess I shouldn't ask because we're about to watch it, but I'm curious,
Yeah.
is there a main, like, enemy, or is it like
A bunch of them.
an overall kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like it's pretty much just like general like evil spirit evil spirits that like kind of like inhabit people. It's like an ancient evil that they inadvertently kind of
Possession
unleash.
type thing.
Huh?
Possession?
Oh yeah, possession and all
Okay,
that.
okay.
So demons and whatnot.
Okay, well that seems interesting enough.
But yeah, that's fun.
Zombies. So it's not exactly zombies then.
Yeah, not quite.
See, that
but-
would have been my first
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
Also, it is
zombies.
I always thought
Yeah.
that was
Well,
the
they're
Evil
dead, but-
series.
They're not like they're like dead like they're evil, you know? Like they aren't like good. It's not the good dead, you know?
I would hope. I mean, they put it in the name.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it's a new perspective. Like if you think murdering people's like cool, then they might not be evil from your point of view, you know.
I mean, I
But
guess it
for
depends
the
on
average,
day, really.
the average, you
It depends
know,
on the murderer.
for the average, you know, Charlie cheesesteak in the street, you know, he's gonna think, you know, these dead,
Nice
these dead
call
are
on
pretty
that
evil,
one,
you
Charlie
know.
Cheesesteak.
I don't. Yeah, I was really hung up on Charlie Cheesesteak.
Oh, you know,
Is
Charlie.
he in the movie?
Yeah, he's in
There is someone in this movie called Charlie Cheesesteak.
That's a great
no.
character. That's a
God damn
great
it.
character, man.
No,
This movie sounded really cool for a second.
Joe
Yeah.
Sixpack is in the movie though.
There is someone named Joe Sixpack.
No.
Oh, okay.
God damn it, dude.
You know, it's one of those.
Don't tell us the movie, man.
Yeah, I guess you're not because you're giving us fake
Yeah.
characters we're getting excited about.
Well,
but-
no, but like, there's like a great part, like right at the end, when you find out the main character. You thought he was a guy the whole time. Turns out he's a woman.
Hey!
Yeah.
Whoa,
Wait,
whoa,
word.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I-
thank
I-
God.
Hilarious. I'm gonna say I know a movie to
Yeah.
that sense, and I don't think it's Evil Dead.
Yeah.
That'd be weird if that's what the Evil Dead was about the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, should we have
It's-
started this podcast with being like, this is a definite spoiler alert?
Yeah.
Oh, if
I'm
you're unaware,
Think about that now.
Uh,
If
spoilers.
you're unaware
okay,
by
well,
the end of
yeah.
the film.
Like, it was put out in what, 87?
Yeah.
You've
Hey.
had time.
Yeah.
I mean,
you say that, but
Yeah,
we
well, that's true.
We have plenty of
It's,
time.
it's almost 30 years old, you know.
So
Yeah.
we have plenty of time to watch this. If you haven't seen this, just I mean,
Don't be a dick
Yeah.
about it. Also,
Yeah.
like about this, we're super
Spoilers,
sorry.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, we already got disappointed that there was no Joe Sixpack or Philly cheesesteak man. or whatever.
Charlie Cheesesteak.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to speak ill of the dead.
that's
Dead.
not.
Jesus.
I mean,
Okay, so one thing I did see, and I wrote this in a note about it because I saw, I don't know if it's part of this movie, but is there like a book that has like, it's like skin faced or something?
yeah, the Necronomicon.
Okay, so I
yeah,
have
yeah.
heard that name before also. Is that, well, I guess I want to ask because we're about to see it, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
What,
good.
what,
At least
what
I'm
do
on
you think
point.
that book is about, though? I mean,
The book.
just based off the name, it sounds. Of
I
course,
think it's like it's probably like Twilight fanfic or something like that, you know.
The Necronomicon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that, what a great
I mean,
thing
the
for
ancient
that.
Sumerians were really into fanfic, you know, like Rule
Yeah.
34 and all that.
I mean, I'm sure this movie was found on
you
ancient
said
scrolls.
it's made out of face. What is it?
Yeah, it's like,
bound in
from what I
human
remember
skin.
of it, yeah, okay, so yeah,
Well,
it's
there's like a whole bit, and yeah, like I mean, it kind of explains it in the movie.
Okay, well, I won't go too deep into it. Yeah, but basically, what I saw was just like an image of like a brown book with like a face kind of pulled on. It doesn't really look like it. From what I saw this, I was maybe 12 when I saw that picture. So
Yeah.
for
Book in
some reason,
blackface? Is that what you said? A back
it's a book in blackface.
blackface
Yeah.
book.
Yeah,
It's an
pretty
ancient,
controversial for '87.
That
it's
is-
an ancient evil racist book.
Aren't
That's
most
hilarious.
ancient books pretty racist? I don't.
Yeah,
know.
that's actually a valid point. Yeah.
Bible anybody?
A lot of old
it's
books
not-
are wicked
about
racist.
But yeah, I also wrote as a note, someone will get killed, I'd imagine. So
Yeah.
Hopefully that's probably true, but don't tell me, I don't want to spoil
Yeah.
it.
If nobody dies in this movie, I would still think it's kind of good.
Yeah.
If you can make a movie that's
Yeah.
called Evil Dead 2 and nobody dies.
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
whole movie,
that's
and somebody's
actually-
already
yeah.
dead.
That's
That's
good.
great.
That's
it is
pretty
rated
impressive.
PG. Yeah.
Are you fucking around?
No way.
Okay, because
I saw it.
I'm not gonna watch this right now.
I almost hit stop on the podcast. Was like, we're done. I'm not gonna watch
a
this.
PG. I'm tired of watching PG-13 movies. Dude.
It-
Yeah,
well,
shoot,
actually,
I'm over
nothing's
it.
like
now
it,
that you
then.
say that though, has there been any PG horror movies? I guess Goosebumps. Would that
PG?
be, or was that even
I
still?
think
like
that's
a-
13. I think.
Yeah, I was
E.T..
thinking that. Is E.T. a horror movie?
E.T. scared the shit out of me as a kid. Because it was dark, he was making all those noises, like, I was
Eating
terrified.
Reese's Pieces.
See, now there's a movie I
Yeah,
also
he eats Reese's
have not
Pieces.
seen, so I don't really. I remember there's a kid in a small deformed midget in a basket of a bicycle and something about Reese's Pieces. That's about all I know about
Yeah.
that movie.
That's like a...
Oh, and that the game was super shitty.
Yeah, that game
yeah,
was
had
pretty...
that
They buried it.
controversy,
yeah.
They buried it in
Yeah.
Arizona.
They buried it in the desert, man.
It's actually a
But
pretty good
I don't-
documentary
yeah.
about that.
I'm
but
sure there's one. There's got to be one PG.
There's gotta
There's
be.
gotta
I would
be.
think. Like,
PG
yeah,
Like a
Disney's
silent
probably trying.
horror.
I guess. Okay, Halloween Town on the Disney Channel. Would that have been?
Well, I guess
That's
it
in a
depends
movie,
on your definition of a horror movie.
or what is scary?
Yeah,
I
or
guess.
what is, what is scary.
Yeah.
Phobia.
Yeah.
That's true. Because I sat through Geely recently, and that was terrifying.
That
was
is pretty
That was a really
terrifying.
bad experience.
With Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, and
Bat flick.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
man.
been in a better flick, if you know what I mean.
Hilarious.
Oh. Drop the mic and walk away, man.
Well, it's actually
No.
it's a stand, so I can't.
Well, drop it.
Okay, I'll pull it down just a
You
bit.
just
There
throw
we
it.
go. Well, anyway, I guess, I mean,
Uh-huh.
that seems like a pretty good amount of time for the beginning, so I guess we're going
Yeah.
to take a break and actually watch whatever this is, and we'll be back to tell you our thoughts and feelings on the end of it.
Yeah.
So.
And this podcast was sponsored by Mattress Giant. That's a place where you can buy a mattress.
100% inaccurate. We are not sponsored in any way by Mattress
Yeah.
Giant. This is sponsored by me because it's in my own house and room. So
Yeah.
it's free.
It's sponsored.
You bastards! Why are you torturing me like this? Why?
I can definitely hear.
Okay. What'd you guys think from
Okay, hold on.
first watch viewers?
Oh yeah.
I dig it, man. I like it.
Liked it?
I liked it.
Mhm.
I actually like it. I'm definitely gonna buy it. But I would say if this is the first one, then yeah. I mean, if this is the second one, then I'm definitely gonna get the first one as well as this one.
First one's not anywhere near as interesting, I would say.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
It's a lot more low budget.
like when it started off, 5 minutes into it, I was like, man, this cheesy as fuck. And then like halfway through,
You forgot about
I
it.
really liked it.
Yeah. Like you forget us because like.
I thought, I mean, I love movies as well that like take place like in, it's basically that cabin.
Yeah.
That
the whole
was
time.
it.
That was it.
See,
And-
I had the opposite feeling that you did. Because starting out, I was like, okay, I'm really into what's going on here. And then, like, halfway through it, I was like, I don't know. Like, it switched
dude.
for some reason. I didn't dislike it. Like, it wasn't like I didn't enjoy what I just saw. But, yeah, it was...
At first it just felt cheesy, and then later on I was like, man, this is pretty demented.
Yeah.
And I was like,
okay, well, that's one
fucking-
thing. There was, like, fucking 90 different enemies. Like, there was so many,
Yeah.
I guess enemies, but different, like, ways that evil manifested
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I wrote down was that there was like 3 different blood type colors. There was like
Yeah.
green, blue, and then
And
red
black.
for
And
some
there was
reason.
black.
Oh, black.
It was
Yeah,
Blue,
also okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Black. Okay.
And that was just weird to me because
Yeah.
usually they keep it consistent, but
Which
this was
was
just
great,
like
though.
stab it, whatever comes out.
I
comes
did
out.
it though.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
It was
Um,
red, green, and tar.
So
That was the
let's see. So I guess starting out, one of the things I had a peeve with was just the naming. Like Henrietta is a terrible name. Has anybody
Yeah.
ever even met a Henrietta ever?
Well, she was
Or
she
or a
was
Joe
super
Bob.
she was super old, and that movie was made in '87.
So
Yeah, you
Fair
gotta
point.
think,
Yeah.
she would
But even
be
still, there's gotta be some of
60
those
at that
people
time,
lingering around.
1920s.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think you have Bobby Joe, right?
Yeah,
The
Bobby
Chiefs
Joe.
lady.
That was
Bobby Joe.
That's how she scored. That's the
And
only
that's
way
like-
the Hillbilly scored her as a girlfriend.
Because
her
of her
name.
name.
Yeah.
That's one thing I had a huge problem with.
They were probably born in the same house too.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Probably actually right.
It
There
was,
was-
it was all about convenience.
Yeah, it's
Like,
convenience, man.
yeah,
She's right there.
There's
She's
a
next
touch
door
of,
over, man.
There's a
Next
touch of
door.
Lannister in both of them. Yeah, that's for damn sure.
Oh god, yeah, that part bothered me. Yeah, just the fact that was the couple. I just
Yeah.
I couldn't really get behind that.
Bobby Joe and Hillbilly #1.
Yeah, Hillbilly. What? Yeah, because he didn't have a name, right? They never said his name ever.
No.
Cletus. We can just let's just
Assume.
for the
Let's
sake of
just- I like it.
conversation,
I
we'll
was
refer
like-
to him as Cletus.
Yeah, so Cletus. Okay. I get one of the things early on in the movie I did really like was when that player piano was playing music that was setting with like the way his emotions were going. Like the piano started playing like kind of slow and then started to amp up as he was kind of like getting more, I guess, upset with what was happening. I thought that was
At that part, I thought like it just reminded me of Beauty and the Beast. With all the all the other like
Somebody's gonna be like,
houses
"Yo,
coming
yes."
alive.
Yeah.
well, that did happen.
I'm like, where's the teacup at? Where's the teacup
Well,
at?
that was like I think my favorite scene in the whole movie was the fucking when the house everybody started to like everything in the house started laughing so he just started laughing.
Yeah, that was
maniacally,
good.
Yeah,
and then
that
was
was
getting like really into the fact that he was
The
I guess,
deer,
dead or
dude. The
whatever.
Yeah,
deer
the
was
deer
cool.
was
It was just
I
like
liked the
losing
deer.
his mind, you
It was
know.
dope.
Yeah, that was great. And then So that was cool. Like I guess the only issue I had when I say it switched is I couldn't tell like what tone it was going for. So like at the first part I was taking it super seriously. I was like, okay, it's gonna be like a serious horror thing. Like I'm gonna be afraid or at some point or something. But then as it started to dissolve, I was like, okay, I'm not. I didn't understand exactly what was happening because it was just it was crazy.
I think you took that in first. I always thought when as soon as we was watching, it was gonna be more of a comedy first.
Okay.
Yeah,
they
that's
knocked
why
that
it
out like
switched
more like
for
the
me.
About 30 minutes in, they knocked that. They was like, all right.
See, I had the exact
serious.
opposite feeling. That's crazy.
Yeah, but you see what I mean?
It's
Like what I
because you were
said.
taking notes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
you
so.
were thinking about it.
yeah.
I do that to benefit everybody.
Movies aren't
I
here for
apologize.
thinking, okay?
Yeah, I
You're
guess.
just supposed to you just let them wash over you like the gentle waves of, a nice summer beach, and then you forget about them, right?
When was the last time you been to a beach?
That's what movies are for.
Yeah. When's the last
been
time
to a
I've been to a beach? 10 years, probably.
Oh man, that's not good.
Yeah, man,
well,
you need to
good,
fix
man.
it.
He lost
Yeah.
his hand. He lost his hand and his girl within
Yeah.
an hour, which was
okay.
like
Yeah.
that is life wrecking. That's
My
Yeah,
first
seriously.
main
His right
thought
hand, too.
Before I started
yeah, dominant hand. Lost a dominant hand. So
Now he's
it's
gonna have
over.
to give himself a stranger from now
It is
on.
over, man.
Yeah, that is true.
what really made me not take it seriously initially was the fact that he just jumped straight into cutting her fucking head off.
Dude, that was one of my favorite parts
He
of
didn't
this
even
movie.
try
is the lack
to
of remorse. He was just like,
He didn't
fuck
even
it. I gotta
try
kill her.
to reason with her. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
she was jumping on him,
Yeah,
like,
in
she had
any
like
other movie there'd
teeth.
be a hesitation of like, oh no, it's
Yeah.
my
But
love. And he's
also-
like, no, shovel, fuck
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, which is great. I love it. Take no
Yeah.
chances.
Yeah,
Take no
yeah,
chances.
exactly.
I hope
There was
so.
almost no remorse for anyone that died though in this movie.
But-
Especially
Yeah.
like when she's like, we gotta get my girlfriend. He's like, nah, she's gone.
But
Fuck
what
it,
about
man.
this?
We gotta keep going.
He didn't even toy with the idea that maybe she was fucking with him.
That's
It's a prank.
He's like, oh my god!
That's true.
After that, you just start counting insurance money.
Well,
That's all you need to worry about after
Right.
that.
So it's like
Insurance
just
money.
Well, that was also the
it's just like an episode of Punk that went really wrong. like Ashton Kutcher just like stopped.
He just stayed in the back. He went home. He's
Yeah,
like,
he
oh
just left.
fuck.
Well, this
After that-
episode wrote itself. Goodbye. guys. Like,
Well, I
Oh,
think
man.
it is important to realize that I think the evil spirit within the woods does definitely represent Ashton Kutcher. And
That's-
that he just kind of
important
is
to
hovering
take
around
that
there, just like
25 years in advance. But
yeah, it's ahead of its time. The movie definitely.
I definitely do. I think, but I do think one aspect that I did like majorly about the movie was the camera angles. Cause they
Yeah.
did almost
Yeah,
every
okay.
camera angle that you could ever think of in a movie.
Yeah,
I've never seen this many in a
especially
movie.
that one part where he's like spinning through the woods.
Yeah.
with all
Yeah.
this-
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
awesome. Like,
Yeah.
for the time period, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I think the cutting off the hand part. I think Saw was just hacked it. Just
Yeah.
like, took the whole because they had you cut off their foot in the Saw movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
First
yeah.
I automatically thought that as soon as he was cutting off his hand, even though this
Yeah.
came out before. But
Sure,
I'm like, this
sure,
is
yeah.
where Saw probably got the idea from.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Like, I haven't seen that many horror movies to begin with, but there's definitely a lot of things I see that got pulled from this to other films, like later on. I can't name any of them right now, but
I will say, what's the main actor's name?
Bruce Campbell.
I will say he looks like a mix between Jim Carrey and like,
Okay,
like
see-
a caveman. He got the eyebrows
Yeah,
like a
he
caveman.
definitely has the brows.
when you were talking about the hand thing, that's what my first thing when all that started happening, I was like, oh, so this is Liar Liar, but just a really extended version.
Yeah.
It's like that pin scene just for fucking an hour.
At
Yeah.
first, I didn't think I was gonna like him as an actor. Like when
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, I get why this guy is in this movie.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
all
okay,
his
sure.
facial expressions and like just the way
Very
he
animated,
started acting. Yeah, like,
very
Now,
animated
I,
guy.
I
Yeah.
do like the part when his hand was crawling toward the knife.
yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that it had a voice somewhat.
Yeah.
Was weird. like, I
Weird,
felt
like
that.
chirpy.
He was reaching toward the knife,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
when he got there, as he was crawling toward the knife, I was like, "How is his hand going to cut his own hand off?"
Yeah.
I was thinking that too
It-
because I knew that
Yeah.
his hand comes off at
What-
some point, but I didn't know.
Then it came out of
so-
nowhere that he stabbed. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's great."
It's been a while since I've watched this movie, and like one of the things that kind of like struck me was just how quick it gets going. Like it's literally like within the first 10 minutes, you
Yeah.
know, girlfriend's dead and everything's gone tits up, you know. Like I mean, it's and
It
then
did
it
take
just
off
doesn't
pretty fast.
stop from there. Like it's literally just like all all of that shit
That's-
is just trying to drive him mad, you know, like everything.
Well, I thought the movie was like 30 minutes. Like it really felt like it just happened, and that was it, which is good because a lot of movies I feel like when I watch them, even if it's a good movie, I feel like it drags no matter what. Like to me, just because my brain works too quickly for this stuff sometimes.
It was definitely.
Other thing with like losing the hand is when he had his girlfriend's head on it, just started punching stuff.
Oh yeah,
shelf, and then he goes out the tree again. He's like, "Nah, I'm gonna punch it again."
What's weird about this that I don't understand at all how the evil, like once the Pages got into the house, there was a fire the whole movie.
Yeah.
Nobody decided to burn, like the evil at all didn't decide to burn the Pages.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
There was a there was a fire the whole time.
I don't really know how the evil like gets into someone because like the girl, whatever her name was, we'll call her schoolgirl because I have no idea how old she was or what she was supposed to be. The daughter of the people that own
she wore the yellow shirt,
the Girl
one with the yellow shirt.
Yeah, the Girl Scout.
Yeah.
Okay, so her. So like she. I lost my train of thought completely. Yeah, this is great.
So amped up for that.
I just want to remind you that this podcast is brought to you by.
I will say, his wife can dance pretty good. I will
Sony
say
is
that.
sponsoring this podcast.
That was kind of random that she was a ballet.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend. Like, how did he get possessed or whatever? Because there was like not any real interaction. He got thrown against the wall, and then he just turned into
he was
this
weak.
guy.
He was weak of mind and
He
spirit.
was unconscious a
Well,
little bit,
you
I
can
guess.
tell that. Well, by the fact that when he first met his girlfriend again, he grabbed her stomach for about 5 minutes straight while they were talking, which was just weird to me.
You don't do that?
Like, not normally.
That's my move, man.
That's why
ladies are all about that. You just gotta grab them
dude.
kind of like that, and then
Whenever they get back from an expedition, you gotta check if they're pregnant. That's what
you
he
you
gotta-
does.
just gotta be like, okay, no,
It's
you're
a
good.
way of being like, has she been sleeping around? No,
It's
like,
like, not a bump,
Wait,
not a
just
bump,
a
we're
Now,
good.
I will say I'm glad that the main character and that chick with the yellow shirt did not fall in love.
Yes.
Yeah,
I am glad that
absolutely.
didn't happen.
Because that's one thing about
That's-
most movies I
oh my
hate is
God.
the like absolute needed romance that
Yeah.
just in it.
Yeah, that's
and this
just
one
like,
everybody that people cared about just got owned, and that was great.
That-
I was really fine with that. Another one. What happened to him? Okay, so whenever there was that spirit in the chair that was like rocking, and he goes up and puts his hand on it, and then just flips his lid. Like, what do you think was that?
I think
why
a
do you
lot
think
of
he did that?
a lot of that is just like it toying with him.
Okay,
Like
Yeah, with
also
his mind.
he like almost when he was sitting in that chair or after like when it comes back from that scene and everything's like boarded up and his girlfriend didn't actually like rise up from the ground
and
and like
start
bust
dancing
through
and everything, yeah.
like maybe he's like not even again it's just like kind of making him crazy.
Yeah, so maybe this stuff is just in his mind and not necessarily in a reality of some kind.
Yeah, possibly
I
that
could- yeah, I
it
could see
was
that
not
for sure.
even happening. I'm not sure
Yeah.
though, but
If that's the case, he must hate himself because
Yeah.
everything that's happening to him just really blows. And it just
Yeah.
keeps blowing.
Seriously, he's
A lot
having
of
he's having a
self-deprecation.
rough time. That guy, poor fella.
Annie was the girl's name.
Annie.
Yeah, I didn't know how like old she was supposed to be or
She
what.
was
Like,
somewhere between, I'd say, 16 and 85.
okay,
That's
that
my
seems
estimate.
a little overestimating. I would say I
Well,
would.
well,
put her-
she had some sort of like professionalism in like the same arena as her dad, so she had
Yeah.
to be at least
Maybe like a grad
I
student.
was
or
gonna
something.
say between 22 and 32 was my guess. Like that's where I'd place her. But
Okay. Yeah. That's a solid guesstimate. Yeah.
also starting off too. I like that they just go to this cabin. Like, it's not anybody's that they own.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that. They're just like, yeah, I know where
Yeah.
this
Dude,
weird cabin
that's-
is. I'm gonna go there.
It's
Let's
kind
do
of funny
that.
because it stands in stark contrast to the first one. Because the first one, it's literally like
Spoilers.
a giant portion of the movie is them getting to the cabin, like settling in and everything. Like the first movie has a very different plot.
Oh, so it's still based in the same place?
Very much so. It's like the first movie.
Okay, that
it's
would've
Bruce. Well,
That would have.
well, Bruce Campbell's in it, but it's like him and like some of his friends, and they're like going to this cabin to like drink and whatnot, and then
Okay, but
it's
wait,
the
so it
same.
turns south in the first one?
Yeah.
Also? Why would you go back with your girlfriend? to
Well,
hang out?
no. It's like I said, the Evil Dead 2 is more or less a remake.
Oh,
So
correct.
he has
Yeah,
an
yeah,
experience
okay, that's right.
in
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Otherwise, he is probably the dumbest character, like in all of cinematic history.
Yeah,
For a minute, you thought the hillbilly guy was the smartest guy.
I thought he
And
had
then he throws the
substance.
pages down there.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Fuck the pages," and then he's also like, well, "Let's just go out in the woods."
He throws
and
the
then,
pages to the
maybe this
evil.
guy
Well, I
doesn't
mean,
know
his
anything.
sister, the woman that he loved, just got dragged out into the woods.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the only woman he'll ever be able to love.
Yeah.
Or will be able to love him. So yeah, I could. see
But I
why
mean,
you'd wanna
kudos
chase
to him.
that.
You know. I mean,
She was
you know,
pretty hot, though.
they found love in
yeah,
a
she was
hopeless
bad.
place. Okay.
Yeah.
And that hopeless place is the backwoods.
Truly, yeah. Speaking of his girlfriend, though, that was a scene that was one of the only scenes that really bothered me. Like, actually, kind of like made me cringe was when she was getting dragged through the woods by the tree.
Yeah.
And well, first when I realized it wasn't a hentai scene, that was great. And then
Oh yeah, you probably won't like the first one then.
oh, is there?
It's full on tree rape.
So okay, so a tree. Okay, but be clear with me on this one because
I'm
is
gonna go
that a
home
scene?
right now.
It is. Yeah.
You just gotta go watch that.
I'm gonna stop this
Yeah.
podcast and I'm gonna watch it right now.
Just for science, yeah.
I won't touch myself anyway. But just like the tree, like pulling on his skin and stuff was just so bothersome. Or her skin and pulling her through the woods.
Yeah.
Just really got to me for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
why.
Do you not like trees?
I don't dislike trees, but like it was just I don't know the way the branches like suction
man.
cupped and pulled on her face. Like it just I don't know. It really
Dude,
bothered me.
yeah.
supposed
I
And also
think
the fact I didn't know how she died. Like, did she get split in half by the tree, or
Which
just
would've
run
been cool.
into the tree? Do what?
that would have been cool.
That would have been awesome. I thought that
Yeah.
was what was going to happen. I thought she was
Yeah.
going to get pulled by the tree.
The
but-
blood, it was a lot of. When they
There's a
use
lot of
blood,
blood everywhere.
Yeah, just
When they
like
use
geysers
blood, they
of
really-
blood.
that
It's
was-
spraying out of
I
the
think
cellar.
that's what was
Yeah.
referencing back to the whole fact that they said the book was inked with the blood that used
Yeah,
to
human
run in the
blood.
seas or whatever.
Well, there is
That's
no
all, dude.
shortage of blood in this
Nice.
movie.
Yeah.
That's why I think like when it shot out of the walls, it made absolutely no sense at all.
Yeah.
And then it
Yeah,
like
yeah.
dries up, and except
Instantly,
he's
all
still
that
like
is
covered.
like it's just some
pretty cool.
manifestation of the.
That's
I
understandable.
do like it how at the very beginning when there was blood that actually like it didn't go everywhere, but it just dripped on the light bulb and just turned the room red.
Oh,
Oh, that
yeah.
was
That
cool.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
a cool effect.
I'd almost forgot that happened.
Instead of
Yeah,
that,
that was
using
cool.
so much blood to go everywhere, they just put it
Yeah.
on the light bulb.
So there was so whenever the hillbilly again, because the hillbilly almost is the main character of this movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite character?
Yeah.
I think it might be him. Like,
Excuse
I
me,
don't know.
but he has a name, and it's Cletus.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Cletus.
Yeah.
Well, when Cletus
we
gets
clearly stated.
when
Yeah.
when Annie's mom, the basement witch, whenever
Henrietta.
she grabs the hillbilly and pulls him down, and you hear the sound of his nails scratching against the
Yeah.
wood, but you don't see them dig in.
Yeah.
I love that because anytime that happens in a movie where you see the marks, I'm like, there's
Yeah.
no way you're digging that hard.
Yeah.
That would hurt more than anything
Yeah.
anybody's
Yeah.
doing to you. Like
Unless
could
you
be
got like
getting stabbed
hella
and there's-
strong fingernails, you know.
No one does. no one has strong. That's wood splinters just straight in
Yeah.
your nails. That
Oh
sounds
my
awful.
Yeah.
But then again, at
That
that point,
sounds
you'll think about that
less-
later.
Yeah,
if
that's,
you make it.
Well,
I
that make
guess
it-
supposed
That
to,
does sound
yeah.
less awful than getting eaten by a demon.
Does it? Because I feel like that's the
somewhat.
worst thing that could happen to you. Is just a ton
I don't
of
know.
splinters
Getting
under
like
your
eaten
nails.
by a demon and then all that's left of you is a skeleton is pretty bad. Well, and your overalls,
It's
those are
bad,
still intact.
but you die.
Yeah, I was about to
It's-
say
with
that.
the
You won't be
nail
alive.
thing, you
Yeah.
still have to endure that. For
Yeah, but
however long it takes.
That
to
is a
get
good
that
point.
out.
Well, it depends on if that saves you or not.
Truly, yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. Yeah, yeah. It could just make insult to injury at that point.
Yeah.
But speaking, so between the hillbilly and Bruce, I did like that Bruce didn't cuss at all. Like he was just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm gonna kick their butts and all this." And
Yeah.
Yeah, he said groovy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, he
Yeah.
ruined it.
One of the greatest scenes I feel in the movie. He
Yeah.
says groovy, and he ruins it for me, man.
yeah, everything's
ruins
getting so cool, and he's
Oh
like,
man.
It's like,
But then
I
at
don't-
that turn point where the movie got
Yeah.
really serious, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's like a nod to characters in movies having some
Yeah.
kind of tagline. If it's like a
Well,
bit of like
It
not
definitely
sarcasm,
was.
but
Yeah.
satire or something. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of ruin it with this scene because that's almost
Yeah.
what that does in any movie, regardless if it's something cool that you're
Right,
saying.
right.
It does
Yeah.
ruin it. Like,
Well, the last person that was cool that said groovy was Earthworm Jim.
Yeah. I think you got that from
That-
that
yeah,
fella.
he probably
Yeah.
stole it from him.
Same thing with Nuke Dukem, or I'm sorry, Duke Nukem.
Nukem.
Yeah. But like, yeah, the intention was
You know-
definitely to make it like super melodramatic and to make this main character kind of a cheeseball. I mean,
they did a really
like,
good job, though. I think,
Yeah.
so.
Speaking of, this is just
Of course.
Yeah.
I am a man and you are a woman. That was his reason for drinking champagne.
That's true.
I mean, he's supposed to be a total geek, you know, there's no way they're not trying to depict him as some kind of cool, suave guy. He's definitely supposed to be a bit of a.
He's pretty suave at the beginning of the movie, like when he's about to bone down. I guess, like he's. I don't know. I feel
Wait,
like
the scene we just referenced.
He's got some good.
Yes.
He's got piano skills. That's pretty suave.
that was a clear
Yeah.
piano though.
Yeah,
So.
that is true.
Oh, was it though? I thought that. I thought that was
Psych out,
the
was it?
evil.
Yeah.
Evil was
Evil
playing
piano.
the piano.
Turns out the evil is
It
electronics.
might have been.
I
Maybe
think
that
he
was
was
the evil
actually
hand he was
playing the
playing with.
first time around.
Okay, so I got super sidetracked when you said Duke Nukem because I've been so
Yeah.
I've been to the guy that made Duke Nukem's house, like the guy that created it.
Mm.
He has a very cool room. The weirdest thing about his house, there are statues of crystal dolphins fucking everywhere.
I remember those.
About or for a game about fighting strippers, or not fighting strippers, but strippers and fighting evil.
Yeah.
Just the fact that the guy that created it was like, I also love crystal dolphins.
Yeah.
It was that's a completely side note.
Well,
but,
I mean, he seems like a bit of a Renaissance man, you know.
yeah, I actually didn't get to meet him, so I don't know what he's like.
Oh, okay.
The
Also,
house,
it-
the house that Duke Nukem built.
Yeah.
We can go back to the cabin, talking about the cabin in
Yeah,
the movie,
please.
where not only is it great that it focused just on that cabin, but this cabin has so many doors and so many
Okay.
passages.
It is
Yeah,
very
so-
much.
To me, it felt like I was watching Clue, like the movie
Yeah.
Clue.
Or
Yeah,
like,
it has
like,
so
you
many
know, or like The
different-
Shining, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
where it's like when
yeah.
you really think about the geometry of the place that you're
Well,
that
there was
it's
one
set
part
in,
where
it doesn't make any
It
sense.
doesn't make any sense.
See, that's
But
because
that adds to it, you know.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah, I
like,
guess it does, because there's that scene where he's running away from the thing, but then runs basically in the walls of the
Yeah.
house and back out around that was just an entrance that they have, and that's
Yeah.
fine. I thought
And
that
they was only there for a while. How did he figure that out already?
yeah, that's
He was
true.
there
Yeah,
for,
he had the whole layout of that house
Yeah.
mapped. That was crazy.
It's from the first film, guys.
yeah.
Well,
Sorry,
technically, I would guess that didn't happen yet. So this is
No,
this
no,
is
that
all-
was
And then he built all
That
those
was
doors
what
back
we
up and
call
all
it.
that
Yeah.
stuff. So that was
see
another thing.
that was what I had the major problem with. Was just the fact that he rebuilt all the doors and windows, but didn't block them.
In between
Yeah.
the cutscenes, he went to Home Depot and got all the
Yeah.
stuff.
Picked up a
Went back to
Well,
build.
there was a lot of
Well,
doors
during
that
the
got
day, I
knocked
guess
down,
it's
you
cool,
know.
right?
Yeah,
during the
a
day
lot
it's
of
fine.
doors. Yeah.
So I mean, maybe you just use the wood from that.
Oh man, that first
true.
day though, he wakes up in the woods. It's light outside. He realizes he's okay, and then literally less than 5 seconds later, sun's
Night.
going down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Well, when he was backing up the car, okay, first of all, the way
Yeah.
the bridge was out, I thought was awesome. That weird, almost crippled-looking hand thing.
Yeah.
Because normally you see bridges as just a huge, canyon, and you're like, oh shit,
I
I never
love-
get across this.
I
But it's just
love
no, the bridge is
How
done.
they still were willing to go to the cabin, not questioning
How
what the fuck
Yeah,
happens
yeah,
to
yeah,
this
yeah.
bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Because what would have hit that to cause it to careen up like that? It
Yeah.
was
No one was like, this is a bit out of the ordinary. Maybe we shouldn't go.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was like the high school kids, just
just
roughhouse, just goof it off with some heavy machinery.
That is,
I mean,
I
it
love again
happens.
that hillbilly. Not even he's just like, well, bridge is out.
For $100, I'll take you.
Yeah.
I'll take you over there for $100.
Well, $4,500.
Yeah, no, at first he said 45. Then she hit him.
Yeah, and he
it's
said
$100.
100. Yeah.
4,500. Yeah, that's a simple feat.
I want to know
Yeah.
what was in the trunk. That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, that big chest they never do
just
anything
a bunch
with.
of clothes.
Probably clothes, artifacts, you know.
Because you
Girl
had it,
stuff,
she
girl
put it in the
stuff,
trunk,
like
girl stuff.
and then
artifacts.
she had it outside the house when they was sitting there the whole
yeah,
time. I'm
yeah,
sitting
well,
there,
I didn't
what's
see
in the
that.
trunk?
Yeah.
Was something in the trunk help with the rest of the book?
That is a
Okay,
good
not to
point,
spoil
yeah.
the next movie, Army of Darkness, but does the trunk come back?
The trunk, the trunk actually what saves the day at the end. The trunk comes in,
shit.
he's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Damn it, Daniel!
The trunk grows like legs and arms. He's British for some reason.
It opens up. It opens up. It
That's how he
keeps
talks. He's just like,
Okay,
oh, I'm gonna fuck you up, man.
He says- he
Stab
says-
me, mom.
He says groovy, and then goes.
Groovy, baby, and then that's it.
And then he flies away.
Okay, speaking of saving the day, those amazing pages of this book that are just
Yeah.
undestroyable.
Yeah.
It flings them up a flight of stairs.
Okay,
totally
they're
fine.
3,000 years old. They were written in demon blood, bound in human flesh. I mean,
I
that's
don't
gotta
mean to
maybe count
nitpick.
for something, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't want to nitpick,
Like,
but
I mean, you've been to Kinko's, right?
Maybe
like, you
that's
get the demon
why
blood option, and it's going to be waterproof.
The evil
the whole
didn't ever
thing.
try and burn it because it's like we know we can't destroy.
we
these.
know these are
Yeah.
just
Like,
unbreakable.
This shit's made
Yeah.
it this long. We know we can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
So we're not even gonna try.
Oh yeah,
That's
there's
hilarious.
demons and shit, man. I mean, you know,
Who likes to
Like-
smell a burning skin?
yeah.
That's also
Even-
true. Almost,
even
in the even
the
if that's
evil
the only
can't
way
stand
out,
that
you're just
shit.
like, still can't stand that.
That's why they
smell.
would take it to hell with them, right?
Truly, yeah.
Well, maybe the book doesn't want to be destroyed, so it just doesn't.
I like how they had the face on the book.
That's really deep, damn.
It's like Lord of the Rings, you know, with the ring.
Oh yeah, I guess that would be the only way it was spoken into.
Yeah.
Being able to come back.
Well, I
so
guess
if it
the
got
demons-
destroyed, it'd not have the.
I guess one, the demons like a challenge because also
Yeah.
if the book was destroyed, would they not be able to come and wreak all their fun havoc if the book didn't exist? Because if it was like totally gone, maybe they can't come hang out with us.
Yeah.
So it's
That's
kinda
true.
Like, it's
But
kind
then
of like
again-
legalizing weed.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
can't smoke it, but
Yeah.
not around the cops. But
Yeah. You can smoke in your home, but if the cops are around, nah.
yeah, that's not a good idea.
Not
Yeah.
You policed.
But we all love
That was-
that,
that-
fun
but that-
idea.
but that was
of
making it
going
fun.
to
Yeah,
jail.
that was making it
yeah,
fun.
Yeah, we all love avoiding jail.
Oh man, that's
We also
that's the
don't
best
condone
part.
the use of marijuana in this
Yeah.
podcast. Anyway,
We're all 100% drug free except for alcohol. This podcast is brought to you by Shiner.
Okay,
That's what I
again,
was
we're
drinking.
not brought to this. Nobody's doing it. If anybody's going to bring some to this
Just claim
podcast,
that.
it's Big Weed. It's sponsored by Big Weed.
Yeah. Got some of that kind leaf.
Let's see. Yes, well, we all love a bit of the kindness.
Yeah.
There was monkey sounds out of that lady's mouth. Like the basement witch.
Dude,
whatever.
monkeys are pretty fucked up, man.
I'll give you that.
They'll bite your face off
Well,
and your
oh, yeah, that's
genitals.
true, I guess.
They'll bite your fingers off, your face off, and then your genitals.
You've seen King Kong.
Yeah, that's
I
what.
haven't
That's what.
seen
Oh.
King Kong. That's
King
right.
Kong.
Actually, that's what
Wait,
this
which
lack
You not
of
see
movies
King
I've seen.
Kong? Wait, original
Okay.
or the one with
You
Jack
can't, that's the
Black?
only question we can't ask is how did you not see it? 'Cause that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, never seen King Kong. Also, never heard of any monkeys destroying genitalia, so I'd like you to dive a
No,
little bit deeper into
no.
this.
Honestly, that's what
Google-
they'll do. Like,
Google it,
literally,
but don't Google it.
Like, honestly.
Okay, Google.
Well, maybe not monkeys per se. Chimpanzees will. Chimpanzees will, bite your fingers off. Then they'll bite your face off and like mangle your teeth, and then they'll bite your genitals off. It's happened.
That's impressive.
This is recorded.
Yeah, that
okay?
is.
This has happened to people
Okay.
because chimpanzees are evil.
I mean, is it always in that order?
Hilarious.
Well,
Hands, then-
they'll do your hands so that way you can't
genitals.
fight back. They'll mangle your face so that way you can't bite them, and then they'll bite your genitals off so that way I guess
prove
you
a
can't.
point.
Just to prove a point,
Dominance.
or that way you know
Dominance.
that way you can't like.
reproduce and shit.
Well,
there.
it's
You are
mostly just to
fucked.
Even your
undercut-
kids won't beat me.
Well,
That's
it's mostly
what
to
it is.
Also,
undercut
I
your
keep
game.
cursing.
You know, they don't want you
Sorry.
seducing them or anything. So
This podcast is sponsored.
go straight for
This is going
cussing.
completely left
Yeah.
right now.
this
Give it to the
podcast
movie.
is sponsored by
Well,
chimpanzees.
if someone brings up a monkey and genitals, I have to know what that's about.
Hilarious.
Oh, well, you know, I mean,
Okay, so
Monkeys in
this
wait, whoa,
podcast-
whoa. Monkeys
get back
in
to
general,
monkeys.
genitals. You need to know what it's about.
generals.
I just
Genitals.
no monkeys just biting genitals. I need to know if that's
Oh,
a
it's a
'cause
thing, man.
that's-
It's
yeah,
unfortunate.
I think we can, what? We want to do final thoughts? We can wrap it up.
I guess a few. I guess in closing, speaking of the cabin again, the model of the cabin I thought was really nice. Like like I guess when the tree was getting ripped out or starting to dance or whatever the tree
Oh
was.
yeah,
Okay,
like moving in.
The dancings were great. I like
yeah,
the dancing.
okay, that's it. The
We forgot all about that.
skeletal dancing, and the fact that she could not keep her head on her body. Like
Yeah.
it just kept coming off in every way and twisting.
Yeah.
I mean, some of those.
But then
Granted,
again,
we're
did that
movies.
actually happen? Because it like zooms away from that. And
Yeah.
he's like screaming
He's in
in
the
the
chair.
chair.
Okay, that's actually what I wanted to bring up was the amount of scenes of times where people were on their knees holding something and yelling into the sky, which was
Yeah.
about. 8
Wait,
times.
oh, that happens to me like every day, pretty much.
Well, yeah,
That
when you
does
wake
look,
up.
I mean,
when
true
you wake
to
up,
life.
When I wake up, or when I get my pay stubs,
Movie.
I do the same
Oh,
thing.
pay stubs, absolutely, depending
Yeah.
upon the number.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene with her dancing was pretty cool. I like that whole.
It was just crazy.
Because it set the mood. Like it was pretty
Yeah.
creepy as well. How they did the was it?
That's true,
What they
yeah.
stop man? Stop
Yeah,
animation?
there was a lot of
I would
stop
have to
motion
have some
animation.
kind of
animation.
great claymate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it usually bothers me when it comes
Yeah.
to that kind. But it
The-
actually they used
Yeah, it
enough
was
to
pretty.
where.
I mean, you could
Bruce-
tell it was that way, but it was
Yeah.
pretty seamless for the most part. Like
Yeah.
it felt pretty organic the way that was happening.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell wrote a book, sort of like a memoir autobiography called "If Chins Could Kill: The Confessions of a B-Movie Actor," And the chapters where he discusses both the first Evil Dead and the second one, it's like interesting because he definitely like kind of describes sort of the process as far as like special effects and stuff because they had like no budget pretty much for both of them. The first one was pretty much like self-finance. This one had a little bit of studio money behind it, but not a lot. But just like the way they were able to make the movie go so far with so little is pretty amazing.
It's true. I mean, there like some of the models and stuff were really well done. Like, I mean, and the fact that there was like 10 or whatever different types of creatures, like like, I guess if you count the hand by itself as one, like all the makeup they put him in, that was another one. Like the flying thing, the tree monster, the tree pulling them. Basement witch with extended neck. I did love.
That was cool.
Okay. Does anyone want to take a guess at the budget for the movie?
For this one?
Yeah.
I'd say at least like 40 grand.
I was gonna say
400?
$4 grand.
$4 grand? Wait, for Evil Dead 2? It was $3.6 million.
Holy shit!
That's not a budget.
Huh?
That's not a.
That is not a budget, especially not for for a movie. Yeah,
but
no. How much do donuts cost?
I don't need donuts. Okay, let's figure out how money works first. I'm so confused.
Well, yeah, $3.6 million is a very low budget for any film, really. Like a lot of indie movies definitely are going to cost around the same number, at least now. But even for 1987, that was a relatively low budget.
But now I want to figure out like who has that knife that was in the movie. The knife
where do you get that at?
That was
where did it come from? Actually, she
had it in the chest, probably. I mean,
it was there in the cabin with the book.
Because I didn't get.
Is that what he killed his wife with?
I'm actually not sure. That's a.
Let's watch the movie again.
All right. All right. We're gonna take a mulligan on this one.
Oh man.
Yeah, I guess is there anything? I guess we'll go around and see if there's anything to add. Thomas, anything you want to say on the?
I like the movie. I'm getting it. Like I'm a fan already. Like I didn't think I was gonna be the biggest fan of it.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Watched it. Hour and a half, which is perfect length for any horror movie.
It is a really
It's also perfect length for rewatch value.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
do that shit.
There's a scan through.
Like,
I don't want to sit through a 2 hour and a half.
Yeah. You can show other people and not feel guilty even if they don't.
There's a lot of really. There's a lot of things that you'll pick up like on second viewings and more so like.
I'm definitely detailed when it comes to this kind of stuff. So definitely if you haven't seen it, I mean I understand.
Cool.
Just go check it out if you got a chance.
Derek?
No, same. Like I kind of. Again, this isn't like my genre that I'm well versed in any way.
I'm not
but
versed in any. Terrible, I guess.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. I totally recommend it.
Awesome.
I will always recommend this movie. It is, like I said, one of my favorites.
Cool. Yeah, I did like it. It was not at all what I expected it to be. I mean, people did die. I did think that was going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they fell through with that one.
Do you guys think that the dead were really evil?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, they were a little bit more comically evil than I would have anticipated.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty shitty.
Okay, yeah.
Guys.
I'm with you on that one, man.
Yeah.
I'm definitely with you on that one.
I guess good movie. You guys should check it out. I mean, obviously it's a good movie because we've been told for years to watch this. I guess also you should know this movie came out 3 years before I was born, probably before most of us were born. So that's something. 87.
Oh, 2 years.
So 2 years, I guess, before we were born. And then it's just interesting because that's something. To me, it's interesting because it's something that came out like right before I was born, and I've literally heard about it. Up until now. Like
always.
Forever.
Yes, rethink your life. Come on.
Twitter names. Twitter names.
Yeah.
Twitter names.
Actually, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @damn_baby. I do a lot of artwork and stuff like that there.
Dope artwork at that.
Appreciate it.
You can follow me Instagram, Twitter @TN Comedy. That's it.
I wasn't prepared for this.
You can follow Derek home, I guess. Parking lot if you'd like.
I forgot my Twitter handle, but you can follow me at Donald J. Trump. That's at Donald J. Trump.
And that's the end of the podcast, folks. We'll see you all next time.